the song of for you, really. Going back to the work that you do, I mean, you know, as we said before, we're just wrapping up now, but as we said before, you work with all kinds of people. When I say all kinds of people, I'm talking musical style-wise.
Yes, sir.
So, for instance, if you look at the kind of music that Minister Nettey does,
Yes, sir.
it's completely different from what Ohima Mercy does.
Exactly.
So what is it that keeps Coda so varied and yet still so relevant to every genre and true to every genre that you get yourself involved in?
Okay. First of all, I'll say that it's by God's grace, and I know somebody will go like, yeah, right. We want practical things. I know the thing that I think you should do as a producer is to see yourself as a tailor.
Okay.
We are not sewing for ourselves.
That's right.
In fact, I think a lot of young producers haven't learned that thing up till now.
I like that.
You are not sewing for yourself. Uncle Charles, first of all, you need to understand the person's vocal range, the vocal texture that the person, and the person's experiences and what the person has been through. It influences your choice of tones, your choice of ambience to use around the person, and being true to what the person wants to present out there. So normally I will have a lot of chatting with you to be sure we are on the same page as to what direction the song needs to go into. And so by God's grace, I've done from country music to hard rock to everything in between.
To reggae.
Yeah, I've learned every genre, and I'm so big on genres that you don't mix them up until the client says that mix them up.
And you've done some serious jazz as well.
Yeah, I do jazz too.
Were you involved in Harry's project?
Yes, I was. Yes, I was.
That is some serious jazz.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah.
That is beautiful, and I think every producer needs to bear that in mind, because
Yes,
I find myself sometimes in situations where they impose the producers impose on people. No,
then when they go on stage, they're not able to perform what
you
you've done
shouldn't
for
do
them.
that. Yes, right.
But
I mean, it doesn't mean that you wouldn't advise as in what will better what they want to produce.
Yes,
enhance what they want to produce.
But then again, you can't always be with them on stage to perform that. So I think you should know what direction the person is moving, and then you can push them in that direction.
Not just the direction, but also their abilities as well.
You're right.
Because sometimes some people are more comfortable doing a particular type of.
Can I chip in something small? Maybe a little advice that in this season where we are doing a lot of singles, is when we have to be careful as producers. You produce singles at different times for the artist, and then when they get on stage, all of them are at the peak of his vocal ability. So he can't do all 5 songs together on stage.
Right.
Wow.
So be a little broad-minded and think about it and go like, he probably one day would have to do all 6 songs together. So don't let it always be about his voice. Play around with production. Let's have colors. Where one song he is not the thing, another song is about the piano and him.
I think a recording artist is already falling in love with you. Like, okay, so how do we contact this man and let him listen to what I want to produce? How can we contact you?
If you look at that camera and just
I am on Facebook, I'm on YouTube, and then I have management here in the UK. Daniel Datson, he's. So you can see him. He'll give you the 3D. It's called the Daniel Datson discount.
Daniel Datson discount.
And if somebody was obviously contact you on Facebook.
Yeah,
they'll be able to.
Coda is.
But in the UK, you can just see Daniel. Oh, Uncle Charles. They'll wherever I'm hiding, they'll smoke me out.
They'll smoke you. Wow.
Listen, Coda, it's been
wonderful
a pleasure having you,
and
we hope to have you. Hopefully, one day we'll have a whole show with you and
get the piano and guitar.
We'll
have some fun.
Why not?
Why not? So listen, don't go anywhere. Stay with us. Another exciting artist coming. We're talking about exciting. I'm not just talking exciting just to excite your emotions, but exciting because of the kind of music that he does and the ministry that is taking in places. Stay tuned because we've got coming up next, Mr. Joe Mettle.
Jehovah kan yen ho Gorin Jalgen, Okuralgen, Tien Turo, Yendi Mafo, Okayen Ho, Abarinyan Nan, Okomayen, Okuralgen. No pa area any anaju ien buma ngefuri ho one chen ado yenti ngofuri suro bewi ngorin jayen abarin or can't get home, yeah. Oh, Kuraugen, Tien Suro, Yendi Mafu, or can't home, Abarinina, or Komayen, or Kuraugen, oh, Kuraugen, Tien Suro. My fool, all can't hold. I bring it now, all come my end, oh, Kuraugen. Washayen Bo, or Rin Jaoyen, all can't hold. All can't hold, oh, D my end.
Invite you to our monthly program titled Hour of Deliverance. Every second Saturday of every month, time 9 a.m. to 12 p.m. Ministering Pastor Julius Hayday Willay. Come and experience your breakthrough, deliverance, and total freedom. Also, join us for our regular services. Every Sunday for our family worship service at 10 a.m. to 1 p.m. Every Monday morning, Destiny on Fire, 11 a.m. to 12:30 p.m. Every Wednesday for our Holy Ghost service at 7 p.m. to 9 p.m. and Friday for Hour of Favor from 7 p.m. to 9 p.m. Venue, LCCM House, Kemp Road, Chadwell Health, Dagenham, Essex, RM81ST. For further details or appointments for counseling, please call 0208 597-6770, 0793 956 5981. Your appointed time has come.
Exclusive Event Hire Services, adding class to your events. We offer a one-stop service to all our clients. Our team is formed of the best of the event industry. It would be our pleasure to put our extensive experience and expertise to work for you. We manage and plan weddings, birthdays, christenings, anniversaries, celebration, parties, team building events, and many more. Today for a quotation on 0207 064 9929 or 07540 254 342 or 07956 821 246 or visit us on our website at www.eehireservices.co.uk. Hey, you're welcome back, and I hope that you've been enjoying our interview with Coda. And when I mention the name Coda, I'm thinking about film, but this is Coda to do with production. And don't forget that you can also watch us on www.faithworldtv.com.
That's in America. That's how Americans say, don't they? .com.
Really?
Well,
I haven't been there for a while, so I don't know how they say the .com.
But anyway, we're excited here on Praise Talk Show this afternoon to have with us here. He's a man that I've been following his ministry for quite a long time, from back in the days when he was, a backing vocalist for Minister Nettey. And now, you know, the Lord has just, he's grown in leaps and bounds.
Elevated him.
He's grown in leaps and bounds. He worked with one of the most popular gospel groups in Ghana as well. I'm sure he's going to tell us about that. But now he is standing on his own 2 feet, on his 2 legs, whichever.
On a solid rock.
And he's, you know, he was here in the UK, ministering at a few churches and at an event in Reading. But you know, he is what I call the complete worship leader, praise and worship leader. Vocally, he's up there. The content of his music, awesome. His albums, one of the few albums that I can play about 5, 6, 7, 8 tracks.
Wonderful.
You know, and not get fed up.
Wow.
And he will be amazed to know, Joe, that I know almost every song on your album. I sing them as well.
You know what you need to start doing? I just keep spraying him for him to keep, you know, just saying
and
things about.
He hasn't given me a brown
envelope. Have you got any dollars by any chance? It just keeps, you know.
Listen, welcome, Joe Mettle.
You're welcome to Praise Talk Shows.
Nice to meet you. How's London treating you so far?
Good so far. I think the early times it was cold, but now it's cool.
Yeah, I saw one of your tweets saying it's cold rough.
You ain't seen anything yet, man.
And somebody actually, that's what somebody said.
Exactly, somebody said. But
somebody
I'm sure by the time it's very cold,
you would have gone.
You'll be gone. You'll be gone.
You would have gone.
Listen, so tell us a little bit about who Joe Mettle is.
Joe Mettle, I'm a young guy who love God. What do I say? I normally don't know how to say this, but the eldest of 6. Currently, I'm a graduate from the Pentecost University Marketing. I happen to love God and do the work of God. Basically, that's all about me.
But what actually brought you into music? How did your musical journey start?
I think I've always wanted to do this. I've always known I would do this. But I never knew it was going to be singing, because I thought I was going to play. Because I then loved to play than sing. So I was always playing the drum. I learned a couple of the instruments, like the keyboards, a little bit of the bass. But at a point, I realized that in my church back then, where I was Assemblies of God, I realized there was a need for worship leaders. So I was like, okay, I can try. I can sing a little bit. So they're like, do you think we are joking here? You know, but so they didn't actually allow me to sing in my church till a time where some of these guys, you know, dragged us to another church in Bama Camp back then. And when we went there was a real need, because I then went there to play drum. And I went there, when I got there, I realized a young guy playing the drum was better than something else. So I didn't even tell them I could play. But then I realized there was a chance for a worship leader, then I said I could do it. And then I started there, and it's been that journey, and till now I'm still doing it. Yeah.
Wonderful.
Wow. So what was your kind of recollection of your first experience of actually maybe doing music sort of to a big crowd or something?
My first experience, I was shaking. That day. I remember back then clothes and other things wasn't like, you know, accessible, like we can't buy them now. And so fortunately for me, I had a very big trouser, and so nobody could really realize that my legs were shaking. So my trouser was very big, but I was shaking. And it was just about 100 people. It was really, really tough for me. But that was my really first encounter, I remember. That was a few years ago. I think maybe I was then like about 14 years old. I remember, yeah.
Wow. And, sorry, you were going to say
No,
something?
I was just going to say, and you pursued that.
I pursued
and
it.
And what was your, because Uncle Charles mentioned that you were a backing vocalist for Danny Nettey. So how did you get connected with him?
Danny Nettey, I actually recorded an album, and I met a guy, a man called Cyril, who said he was interested in producing the album. And he said he liked the album, but he wasn't sure about the quality of the sound. So I should go see Danny Nettey, because Danny then was his friend. So I went to give Danny Nettey the CD, and back then I was like, this man can sing, you know. I already wanted to meet him. I never got the chance. So he gave me the opportunity, went to meet him. And then I'm not sure Koda remembers that, but he said I should, give the album to Koda, because Koda is an engineer. And so that's how I met Danny. And at a point he was like, okay, I'm about to do my album. Would you care to help? I was like, don't ask me, tell me, you know. And after that, I actually threw my album away. I didn't pursue the album again. So I threw the album somewhere.
So you didn't?
So I didn't even use that album.
Wow.
And then I worked with Danny for a while. I think I was with Danny for about 5 or so years. And before I then later on decided to now go back to the album. So I had to re-record everything. I had to take out some of the songs. You know, by God's grace, I was able to write new ones. And then it worked on from there.
It's always amazing when you listen to music, especially if it's something that you recorded 4 or 5 years ago, and you listen to it again after that long.
I mean, it was very funny.
And you're like, oh my God, did I really do that?
I didn't. I actually have that album. I mean, a friend kept it. So there was this time he said he was going through his stuff and he found it and he brought it to me. I was like, I sang this. No, I didn't.
Is there? Don't you think there might be some stuff in there that maybe you might be able to redo?
I actually rearranged some of them. There was a song on my first album, Ayeyi, and then there was another song, Jinudi or something. There was, what? It's a reggae, but it was very old. I wanted to throw it away, but I rearranged changed some of the lyrics, made it work again, and I used it. I think I used about 5 of the songs from the old one.
Well, in a minute, we're going to watch a Danny Nettey live recording, and the reason why we're doing that is just to really poke a bit of fun at you. But then, no, the most important thing is that in that video, I saw some people in there who, you know, people that I would say were mentored by Danny Nettey, who are all now serious musicians in their own right. So there's yourself in there. I saw Denzel in there as well, and there was Calvis as well in that video. Let's have a quick look at that video.
In the morning when I rise, I will give you thanks for a new day. In the afternoon, I give a break. And at night before I go to sleep, I say thank you, Lord, for yet another day, yet another day. Ma la la, ma la 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 la, ooh, ma la la, ma la 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 la, ma la la la, ma la la la, ma la 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 la.
Wow.
So that was like, what, how long ago? About 10 years ago?
He said about 10 years ago that was. Does it make you feel old? Oh, yeah.
This will be like 2002, 2000 and...
Is that what I've done, his Christmas thing?
No, he was then doing like an unplugged video of all his songs, you know, before he does like a real music video. So we wanted to put all the songs together, just do a DVD where people can get easy access to the visual of the songs, yeah.
How did his influence on you impact your music ministry?
He impacted my music ministry greatly. I learned a lot from him. I wasn't actually just his backup singer, I was his PA. Okay. So I spent more time with him. I happened to do all the rounds. I happened to face the band. You know, sometimes I was also sometimes working as his director alongside. So I had to teach the songs, you know, he'd give me at the time. I had to deal with the people, different characters. There are times he wouldn't really leave any message. He'd be like, he just leaves the song and goes. And they think he's left everything. He's left me rehearsal, transportation, everything. And I'm like, he's not left anything. But it taught me a lot. I had to deal with people. And all the people that he sent me to, automatically I got like links with all the people. So when it was time for me, I already knew them. I didn't have to go through the procedure everybody goes through, because Danny has sent me there. So it's like, oh yeah, you're Danny's guy. And it just worked from there.
So God was preparing the way for you, so that when it was your time, you wouldn't have to struggle.
Yeah,
that's what happens when people are standing on the shoulders of other people. Yeah.
I mean, I say that
you don't struggle.
The easiest way up is service.
Yeah.
It's not a punishment. People think that when you serve people, it's very easy to go up when you serve somebody. You know, because automatically, whatever grace the person walks in, you just step into it and it works for you.
Yes.
So I was talking about Joe Mettle, who's a very versatile musician, because I listened to some of your stuff and you're doing the local stuff, but with a very contemporary feel to it. You do reggae quite well as well. I mean, you know, some amazing. There's a video, we're going to watch that video in a minute, which I think you shot in South Africa.
Yeah, in South Africa.
You seem to be having quite a lot of links with South Africa these days.
I don't know. I think God is opening a door in South Africa for me. I am very positive about that. So,
and you're sharing stage with some of South Africa's biggest names as well.
By grace. I happen to
Batters.
Yeah, the Batters. I happened to invite the Batters to my concert back in June, and I remember very well. I went to South Africa to just shoot the video and meet some friends of mine, and then I make some calls and I met them in Quebec. And then I said, oh, I would love for you guys to come to my concert in June. He said, June, which date? And I told him, oh, no, that's okay, we can come. You know, he didn't even really say much. He just said, that's okay. I mean, we had so many challenges, visa stuff, but they were like, man, God really wanted us to come. And when they came, it was a great blessing to Ghana. I mean, it was awesome. So,
And when I was talking about you know, how varied your style is as well, you were more or less the lead singer for Soul Winners.
Soul Winners, yeah.
So you used to do. I used to watch some of the videos and I'm like, oh, this guy is.
You
know, some of the stuff that you did with Soul Winners. And can you say that as Pastor Praise asked you about the influence of Danny on your ministry? Working with Soul Winners, how did that also influence?
Working in Soul Winners still has really influenced a lot. You know, Danny was more contemporary. Soul Winners are not contemporary. They are very traditional. They are not local, but they are traditional. They like to fuse all the traditional elements, the drum,
instruments. And
you know, they like to present the administration as an art more than just, you know, stand there and look at things. You need to do all those
very
local, try to, you know. So it was a lot of work for me.